Check, check. Okay, so apparently TikTok isn't muting me on this one, so the border... So here's the deal. I used to work for DHS, Department of Homeland Security, and immigration... So ICE, CBP, TSA, a lot of these organizations work synonymously with each other. What does that mean? Means that on a daily basis, you are usually in communication with one or more of these other agencies under the umbrella of DHS. So if you want to tell me that Customs and Border Protection isn't doing the bidding of ICE, I'm going to tell you that's bullshit. And again, so I put up 2 videos initially about this, and then one of them was taken down, allegedly flagged, and then the report and the video both disappeared off of my account. Now the video that's still up, one of the first 2, is, now it says you turned off comments. I didn't turn off comments. I didn't turn off comments at all. I didn't mute my own audio. This is the address in question. I was delivering as a DoorDash driver, and I encountered this image, and DoorDash policy requires for customers that when you're delivering to a government facility like this, that they need to know, because we as Dashers deserve to know if we're going to enter a space where we are, like, they could have detained me right then. So also as a DoorDasher, I did inform, like, I'm a sole proprietor, and I informed DoorDash. It's like I took screenshots, and on top of that, I do have dash cam video proving, and also my geolocation data. So even when you take a screenshot, it's also recording geo data of where you took the screenshot. So I just want somebody to explain to me why. So I wasn't going to enter this gate because I've worked for DHS before. I've said terrible shit about ICE before, and that was under the Biden administration. This, according to Google Maps, is a 1 million square foot warehouse. There's a warehouse behind it that is just as big. Maybe they own it as well. I just need somebody to explain to me, like, what... And no, I wasn't going to enter that gate because, even though the Supreme Court just ruled favorably on birthright citizenship, that doesn't stop them. Like, they have the flock cameras out there, so that means they could have known I was on DoorDashing. They know that I'm a former DHS employee who has said terrible shit about them. And maybe you did this to entice me to get me to go through the gate so then you can close it behind me, search my vehicle, and quite honestly, with a few, keystrokes, they could make me disappear into thin air. Department of Homeland Security is the bratty little sibling of Department of Defense, and they do have a lot of their same technology. They do have access to systems that can mimic my phone's exact geolocation and make it look like I was never even there. So again, that's the address. This is my search history because no matter what happens, I Google the location and it keeps saying that it's a Puma warehouse. It's not a Puma warehouse. So when I Googled 8900 North Saraval, Waddell, Arizona with the, zip code, and I added onto it Customs and Border Protection, CBP. CBP is under the DHS umbrella. Again, it works. All these agencies talk to each other synonymously all the time. And when I even typed in Customs Border Protection, CBP, or tried to look for any government facility, it corrects me and says, no, this is a Puma warehouse, and then gives it stats. And we need to, who is JLL Income Property Trust? And I'm not telling anybody to go by here, but that's Olive and Saraval. This is, up is north, down is south, left is west, and right is east. So north, south. I just want people to understand. This is looking at it right there. This is right where the Northern Parkway connects with the 303. So this also is right near freeway access. So if they are putting people through this facility, it's large enough to hold people. That means whenever they move them, they can just hop right on the 303 and go wherever they are going to take these people next, or if they're separating the children. Again, we've established that our entire, leadership, government leadership, is connected to Epstein, and many of them have been on the island, and if not, they've been to Zorro Ranch. Just, can somebody correct me here? Maybe we all knew this was here, but why is it hiding it on the maps? And why is my TikTok account acting up? Why are one video about this disappears, the other one that's left up? So this one, there was the first one, and the system turns off comments. I didn't turn off comments. In fact, I had tagged 2 people I know from the Phoenix area and just asking them, were you aware that this was out here? Because I never heard about it. I even used to work for DHS and am still in contact with, many people who are, well, they don't work for the Trump administration anymore. But just ask them, is like, were you aware that there was a CBP facility over here? It's like, no. Then again, I'm not aware of all facilities. It's just like, it's 1 million square feet. That's more than enough to house people or, store them. And when you Google any type of, like DHS facilities in the West Valley, nothing pops up. It just mentions a story about people getting upset about the one that's supposed to be built. So the one that's been stopped for an environmental review, technically that is now the second DHS facility in the Surprise area. And this facility is very close to 2 very large shopping centers. I'm not trying to cause a riot here. I just want to ask people, even in this community, like, hey, did you know that there's a DHS facility there? And again, I'm a former DHS employee, so saying that Customs and Border Protection does not carry out the same or does not communicate with ICE is a lie. DHS, TSA, Immigration, Customs Enforcement, ICE, all work synonymously with each other on a daily basis. And I just feel like stopping and waving at people and saying, hey, did you know there's already an ICE facility out here? There's already a DHS facility. Why is the TikTok system pushing back this hard against me for posting this? It turns off comments, says you turned off comments. I never turn off comments. Duet stitching, whatever, is always on. I don't know. I'm going to keep making calls and see if I can get any answers, but just very fishy.